ain't gonna give in now. I think gonna live this now. I'm gonna be man, I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in their ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the real. Cause I am just up on the journey. Just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. XRP Ripple is much bigger than you think. I'm going to show you facts, figures, numbers, logic. It's time to buckle up and go on the ride of your life, Warriors. But I'll tell you one thing, as Rosie Rios said, and I've been saying for a very long time, the freight train has left the building. You're either going to go on board and go for the ride of your life, or you're going to get ran over by it. The fact is, every single person is going to have to get on this train. If you want to jump on the train with the best tribe in the world, 3T Warrior Academy in the description down below. You have access to my portfolio, our exit strategy, our 5 pillars of wealth, mindset, subconscious mind programming, nutrition. There's nothing like it in human history. That's why it's been written in articles all over the world. Over 4,500 warriors have found their tribe here at the Warrior Academy. We're going to jump right into it, Warriors. Now, my name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, and crypto business coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, listen to me, what you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. Okay. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now, Warriors, I've been avoiding saying this, but I'm going to say it. As you know, I have experience in banking. I was an executive at a bank. I have some high-level connections being an influencer or creator within the crypto space, and I have some inside information. I know I've been avoiding saying that. I haven't said it on my YouTube channel at all yet, but I do have inside information, Warriors. And I believe within my paradigm, you should not trust a word I say. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. But the reason why I am so bought into XRP, Ripple the company, okay, you can get in pre-IPO with link 2. Think about that. Go to my Instagram bio, Warriors. Also, XLM. I've been a big fan of XLM and XRP ever since I was introduced to it. And the confirmations just keep coming. The confirmations keep on coming. I want you to think about something for just a moment. The narrative that we've been through the last 2 years, okay? So all of a sudden, our whole world gets shut down. Whole world gets shut down. Okay, well, let's back up to 2008. In 2008, we had a big housing crisis, right? Big housing crisis. Everything collapses. The middle class gets all shaken up. The central bank bails out all the big banks, right? They bring BlackRock in to balance out. The Feds bring in BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, to balance out the economy. Okay, anyways. So all of a sudden, 2009, Bitcoin's created. More money's been printed than in history since 2009 specifically, or 2008. In the last 24 months, more money's been printed in history. More mortgage-backed securities have been purchased, pumping up the housing market. Your secondary watch market, your auto used car is super overvalued right now. You're about to see one of the biggest collapses in your financial history. Now, a couple things happened as well. We had a C-word narrative as we all look this way with mask on. They literally were changing the system this way. And then all of a sudden, boom, that narrative is gone. Then we went into Russia-Ukraine narrative. Supply chain is slow, right? People can't get baby formula, right? Now we're having food shortages. Now the middle class is getting leveraged towards technology. They're announcing that we're going into a CBDC, okay? Now what I believe, this is my belief system, is that the Ripple XRP case here in America is all by design to slow down, because America is so far behind the 8 ball compared to Russia, compared to China, compared to these Brics countries that I'm going to show you right now. These are facts, figures, numbers, logic, Warriors. XRP is much bigger. Ripple is much bigger, much bigger than you can ever imagine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take you through the narrative, okay, the narrative of what we do know, okay? And we're going to go through some facts, figures, numbers, logic. I'm here to tell you that XLM and XRP are connected to some of the biggest systems in the world. Okay. You have to understand what's happening. This is not political. I just want you to understand why I don't care about left or right. I just focus on myself. I love being American. I was able to build companies here. I am building companies here. I am free. I can speak how I want. I can say what I want. I feel free, but you got to understand, just go watch our president. babbling. For some reason, and I think even Democrats too are getting frustrated with them. I'm seeing videos, but I'm not paying attention to that. What I'm saying is, guys, we're in a very weak position in America, and the dollar, we are being de-dollarized right now. People are so frustrated with the bully America. So here is what's happening. So this is old news, but I want you to listen to the narratives, okay? So we're going to listen to this news, old news. This is when Russia was invading Ukraine, and they talked about removing the U.S. and allies commit to removing Russia from the SWIFT system. And then I'm going to take you through what's happening.
Detain more protesters as anti-war rallies continued across the country. It adds to the thousands of arrests at anti-war protests since Thursday morning. Joining me now from Moscow is NBC News senior international correspondent Keir Simmons. So, Keir, what is it like there?
Well, Katie, we just have a little bit of breaking news just in the past hour or so, I guess, that it does now appear to be agreement among European countries and support from the US for removing Russia from that SWIFT payment system, at least partially. It looks as if the plan is to remove the banks that have been sanctioned, the Russian banks that have been sanctioned from the SWIFT system. You can imagine that there was a fair amount of negotiation. Just to give you a picture, Katie, I mean, America does about $35 billion worth of trade with Russia. In comparison, Europe does about $250 billion worth of trade with Russia. So it was important for the Europeans, but that appears to have been a decision, and it does appear to be a decision that has really frightened people. Businesses here in Moscow, for example, we heard one report of businesses trying to get payments before this happened. So hotels even calling guests to say, could you pay now? Because of the fear of whether payments are going to be possible looking ahead. So there's that aspect. Another piece of news that we've just had since we last spoke is this decision by the European Union to ban Russian flights across the
Okay, so that was the SWIFT narrative, right? So do you think Russia's going to sit back? Do you think China's going to sit back? Do you think Ukraine is going to sit back? Or excuse me, Russia's going to sit back and just wait for this to happen? Well, let me show you what Brics is all about. This is the stuff I want to educate you guys. So what is Brics? Brics is an acronym coined to associate the 5 major emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. I'm looking up this way. I have a big screen up here just so you guys know if you see me looking up this way. So Brazil, remember Brazil, India, China, South Africa, and Russia. Okay, remember those countries, warriors, because I'm going to break down some facts, figures, numbers, logic. Now, I have some deep inside information. Ripple, XRP, and SBI, XLM are going to be part of the global system. Now, who knows what's going to happen with America? I don't know why America has their head up their ass. I believe the reason why the Ripple XRP case is going on is because U.S. is so far behind the 8 ball that they're trying to slow down the process. I don't know what's going to happen with the Ripple XRP. I believe Ripple is going to win, right? And it's going to create regulation within America. But the BRICS countries are very, very, very powerful. Since 2009, the governments of BRICS states have met annually at a formal summit. They met recently, and I'm going to show you some of that, what they were talking about. Okay, it's really important. So they met on June 24th at the 2022 virtually, and I'm going to break down some of that for you. Okay, let's see here. So the members of the G20 as of 2018, these 5 states have combined nominal GDP of $19.6 trillion, about 23 of the gross world product, about 23% of the gross world product, the GDP, the PPP, around $40 trillion, 32% of the world's GDP. This is wild. This is massive, massive, massive. Okay. This is the type of stuff that Ripple is dealing with. Okay. If you look at this, as BRICS summit kicks off and calls grow for parallel payment systems to counter the US. Okay. This is on June 22nd, 2022. So they're trying to de-dollarize from America, and they're building infrastructure and payment systems that will change the global financial system. So we don't have to be manipulated, or they don't have to be manipulated by the American dollar. The American dollar has manipulated the trade markets, everything since it's been a long time. In 1971, we attached them to the gold standard, but remember, I think it was I don't remember the exact year, 1945, 1943, when we went on to the petrodollar, right? So everything in oil was traded in dollars. So America has had a grip on the economy for a very, very long time. Well, the Russia-Ukraine narrative, where we were able to pull them off the Swiss system or work to destabilize their financial system, they're done. They're done playing games. But look how massive their GDP is, okay? In a keynote speech that's the opening ceremony, the BRICS Business Forum on Wednesday, Chinese President Xi called the BRICS business community to expand cooperation on cross-border e-commerce logistics and local currencies. Okay, so the whole thing was about cross-border payments. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to show you guys this document. Okay, so this is page 9. Let's remember that. This is right here is on de-risking and de-dollarizing intra-BRICS trade via smart contracts. This study explores the existing systematic barriers to intra-BRICS national currency used to de-dollarize in currency swaps and trade finance. The author examines the current de-dollarizing initiative as well as the actual levels of de-dollarizing Russia's inter-BRICS settlements, and it breaks down basically the BRICS. Remember who BRICS is, okay? BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Remember those names, okay? So let's jump into this. I'm going to go F5 XRP. Boom. So now XRP is named in this study. Okay, so if you break this down, it says funds needed to execute the contracts can be temporarily pre-stored in a linked virtual escrow-like account associated with the contract to guarantee funds availability at the time of execution. XRP Ledger 2020. Once the contract execution date arrives and the conditional fulfillment checks are completed, smart contracts self-executed and disburse associated payments to the contracting parties. So basically XRP, right? The cross-border payment. So this document goes really deep into de-dollarizing from the American dollar. Okay, so remember, so we got Russia was pulled off the Swiss system. We know who BRICS are. I'm going to keep reminding you guys: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They just met recently talking about cross-border payments. Okay, basically building a system and infrastructure that is going to be outside the US dollar or a one world economy, right? Who knows what's going on? Look at this. So this is a share of the global economy, 23%, share of the global investment, 25%, share of global trade in goods. Okay, let's break this down. Mercury boosts remittance time and savings monies to South Africa. Let's see who's in BRICS. Here we go. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Well, there's Ripple. On-demand liquidity, South Africa. Ripple officially launches operations in Brazil. Brazil. Huh, interesting. They're part of BRICS. Berkshire Hathaway invests $1.1 billion in Brazil Digital New Bank, reduces MasterCard and Visa's positions. Interesting. And he is a top shareholder, the number one shareholder in Bank of America, but decreased his position in other banks. Interesting. Really interesting. Okay, so the Ripple connection is Bank of America. Okay, we know that Bank of America lifts lid on Ripple's partnership. Ripple, India's federal bank, team on cross-border payments. Let's go back to BRICS. Interesting. We got the BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China. So now we've covered South Africa, we've covered Brazil, we've covered India. Now we have no confirmation of Russia or China, but I have deep inside information that SBI is going to be heavily connected with the new monetary system, the ODL, on-demand liquidity, distributed ledger technology, right? And we know SBI Ripple Asia, faster and safer next-generation decision-making infrastructure using distributed ledger technology. SBI Ripple Asia, planning, development, sales, maintenance, operations. That's the principle of the business. They're connected. SBI Group, 60%. Ripple Labs is 40% shareholder of SBI. It just gets deeper and deeper. SBI Asia. Warriors, Ripple and XRP are going to be changing the financial system. They're just going to be changing the financial system. This isn't like some pie in the sky, some pulling the shit out of our ass. This is real deal stuff, Warriors. Do you really think that SEC and Ripple is going to shut down XRP? I love when you post and people are like, XRP is going to zero. It's not going to zero. Ripple is not getting shut down. America is deciding whether they're going to make a good decision or a really, really, really bad decision. We're in a really tough position in America. I'm not bashing our president, but go look at our president. The guy can't even speak. Think about this if you're a leader of Russia or China or Brazil or South Africa or any other country, and you're watching our president go up there and babble, blah, 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 blah. It's like, do you think that was by design to put him in office to allow them to de-dollarize it? Warriors, there's a massive change happening right now. I'm proud to be an American. I built companies in America. I love America. I've raised my kids in America. I love America. I'm an American through and through. But I'm not for picking sides and watching them just completely destroy what is ours. I mean, think about that, Warriors. There's obviously something happening behind the scenes. The Ripple XRP case and the SEC case and all that stuff is much bigger than you think, Warriors. This is about a shift in a global financial system. And I'm not giving you financial advice, but you can invest in XRP. What if you cut out your frivolous spending and you put some money in there? You can go to the link in my bio. I'll put the link right here in the comments and in the description. You can go to link 2, Warriors. And if you are a accredited investor, you can invest in Ripple pre-IPO before they are going to IPO. So if you are a accredited investor and you're someone who's worried about your 401k, put a little bit into Ripple. Put a little bit into Ripple, Warriors, pre-IPO. It's much better than sitting in this freaking stock market that's going to come collapsing back down with all this old technology and these zombie companies that all this money was printed in, and they bought these junk bonds from these companies that shouldn't be surviving. The old paradigm is smashed, Warriors. So, Warriors, I do have inside information. So I know a lot of other influencers have been saying that. I've been kind of holding back on this, but Warriors, I do have inside information. I'm an ex-banker. I have some deep connections. A lot of people come to me with this stuff. And the stuff that I've been getting lately is vetted. It is true. It is deep. It is big companies looking at this type of stuff, Warriors. Ripple is going to change the world. Many other cryptocurrencies are going to change the world, but many are going to get smashed, Warriors. So number one, you got to seek wise counsel. I highly recommend you get into our Warrior Academy so you're around the right tribe, like-minded people. That's why we created it, Warriors. That's why we created the Warrior Academy. So you have safety, you have community, you can ask questions, you can be involved. You can ask me questions personally in there. You can ask my team questions. You have access to the Good Morning Crypto Show team. You have access to the whole team, mindset, crypto, everything, Warriors. It's a tribe of people rising up together so you're not lost, floundering around trying to figure this out. Are we going to get it all right? Absolutely not. Am I going to get all my cryptos right? Absolutely not. But if we pick a few winners, Warriors, it will be life-changing. So I love you guys. Appreciate you. I got some deep information now, so I'm going to start to release a little bit, maybe once a week. But like the other influencers say, I have some inside information, Warriors, and I decided that I'm going to start releasing this stuff. I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, get your shit together. Let's go. Love you guys.